Yasha'Allah.
Mothers, which means stand. Open Yah up and down, which means rise and face the east. We're going to be doing the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, then in the English.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abinah, Shabbat Shemayim, Wadash, Hayah, Shukah, Yahweh, Malakwafka, Ba'ah, Jazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratiza, Kawah, Hayah, Shemayim, the thunder now, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Masalak now, Kabwat now, Kasalak now, Kabwat now, Wala'ah, the Bi'ayin now, Manasai one, Abal, Abashai now, Mayan, Ra, Kayab, Lakam, Amalakwa, Baha'alam, Baha'aram, Ba'alam, Amar,
in the English.
our Father, drop in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
Our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debt.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debt.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
From evil. For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it.
So be it. This is Hakat, the power. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Baruch Bashar. The thunder now. Hakat. Narpa'ah. Come Ka'Allah. Come on what? Hakat. That's a heart. Hamatazarayim. Hakat. Lahakli. Hamatli. Hakat. Our Ka'Allah. That's my Allah. Like a Rishon. Hashem Yahushua. The water Amar.
And in the English, Yahweh. In the name of
Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal.
All
manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirit.
Power against unclean spirit.
To cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua. Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is the blessings of Israel. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Barak Lanam. Yasha'Allah. Bahabayah. Sapari. Barak. Rapah. Hagan. Hashem Yahushua. One.
In the name of Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. This is Psalms 121. Aisha, Ayanya, Ahariya, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Izari, Ma'ai, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratiza, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Yanwam, Shamarka, Ana, La'ah, Yanwam, Wala'ah, Yishan, Shamamar, Yasha'al, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazolka, Ayah, Limikah, Yawamah, Hashemah, La'ah, Yikakah, Wayarak, Wayalala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makorah, Yashamar, Apapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'atka, Wawaka, Mayatha, Wa'ai, Awalam, Amar. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hill.
I will lift my eyes into the hill.
From whence comes my help?
From whence comes my help?
My help coming from Yahweh.
My help comes from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
Even I suffer thy foot to be moved.
Even I suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee. Will not slumber. Behold. He that keepeth Israel. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. How was thy keeper? And how was thy shade upon thy right hand? The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee. From all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. And this time forth. And even forevermore. So be it.
This is Psalms 83. Alahai, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Thakarash, or Al-Thashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Al-Yabtaka, Yahama Namashanayaka, Nashawa, Ra'ash, Al-Imaka, Ya'ariyamwa, Sawad,
Where you say your eyes as a what? Where you say your eyes as a what? After up one you come. After up one you come. Amara. The color. When the copy. Magolia. Well the there's a car. Shum Yasha'al. I was. Kaya. Now what eyes as a what? La. Yakadwa. Ayakad. Barya. The Karakwa. Ahoya. Adawam. When Shemai Aliyam. When Abba. Hagari. The ball. Well I'm one. Well I'm a lot. Halashah. And Yeshabim. Because of war. Dam Ashabor. Now what? I'm on. Are you what? Zarawai. Labani Lawat. Salam. Aishabaham. Commanding. Kasi Yasara'ah. Kayabim. Benakal. Kwa Yashua. Neshamadwa. Ayanda Ara. Ayuwa. Daman. Adama. Sayadamwa. And the Yabwa. Ka'ara. Because Abba. Because Sabbath. Because Tazomani. Come to say you come one. Ashar. Amara. And Rashad. Anawa. Alahaya. Shayatama. Kagola. Kakwash. Kapanya. Ka'ash. Ira. Kalahaba. Talahat. Hari. Come. The Radapna. Let's say Ira. What was about Pascha? The Balahum, Mala'ah, and Yaham, Balawan, where you Quashwa, Shukam, Yahawah, the Bashwa, where you Behold, and your eye, where you Kaparwa, where you Abadwa, where you the Iwa, Kaya, Athar, Shukam, Yahawah, Labadka, where you one, Alkal, Ma'aratza, Aman. And in English, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence on your house.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still in your house.
And be not still in your house.
Below. Thy enemies make atonement. And they that hate thee. They lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. They consulted against thy hidden. They have said. Come. Let us cut them off. And being a nation. In the name of Israel. And be no more remembered. But they have consulted together. With one consent. They confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Ball, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. I shall also join with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sarah, as to Ben, as the brook of the sun, which perished in Endor. They became as dung for the earth. They nobles like a red. Like the head. All their princes. It's about. And there's a moon. Who said, let us take to ourselves. The houses of the Most High. In possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burning the wood. As the flames set of the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy temper. And make them afraid. With thy storm. For their faces were shamed. That they may seek thy name. In your house. Let them be confounded. In trouble forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. In perish. That men may know. That thou, whose name alone, is Yahweh. Art the Most High. Of all the earth. So be it. These are the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Yamayaka Allah. Allah Hayim. Wa Tazab Ya'ah. Allah Wak Yahana. Allah Wakyam. Ha Saranya. Akwataza Yakyam. Akayayoyam. Wa Ha'akwakyam. Yahweh. Hashim Yahushai. Wa Amal. In the English, bless you Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angel. General. The captain, the officer, troop, and the sister. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So big. So. Yes, sir. All right. We're going to be starting in Deuteronomy chapter 24. We're going to be reading verses 2 through 8. We're going to do it in the Hebrew and then in the English. If you got a blue letter Bible, it's best to pull it up on there. That way you can actually follow along in Hebrew. I'm gonna read it right up. 1 second. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 2. Where it says, of the Yahweh. Wahala. Waholka. Wahaya. Wayahatha. La'ayash. Kar. Verse 3. Washana. Washana'a. Ha'ayash. Ha'akar one. Wakatha. Laha. Safar. Cover your thought. Wanathan. Wayada.
Because it's a her.
Yada. What's your lock?
Con is a woman. It's like her and it's talking about a woman.
What's your lock? What? What Yahweh? What? Yah. Yom Wa. Ha'ayash. Ha'akarawan. Ashar. Lakwaka.
I'm not sure what's like, so I'm not sure what that is.
Lakuka. Lawa. La'ashar. Verse 4. La'a. Yeloko. Ba'ila. Hara Ashwan. Ashar. Shalaka. Lashawal. Lakatha. Lahayawa. Lawa. La'ashar. Akariya. Ashar. Hatima'a. Kaya. Lawa Abba. Lawa Aiba. Hawa'a. Lapanya. Yahweh. Wala'a. Dakatayaya. It's like Dakatayah. Ha'arataza. Ashar. Yahweh. Alahayaka. Nathan. Lakal. Nakala. Verse 5. Kaya. Yakwak. Ayash. Ashar. Kadasha.
Con.
La'a. Yataza'a. Yatazaba'a. La'a. Ya'aibar. Aliyawa. Lakol. Yabar. Nakir. Yahaya. Labayahwa. Shana. Akak. Rashamak. Ashafwa. Ashar. Lakwak. Verse 6. La'a. Yakabal. Rakayam. Waraka. Kaya. Natash. Hawa'a. Kabal. Verse 7. Kaya. Yamataza'a. Ayash. Kanal. Natash. Ma'akaya. Ma'akayawa, Mabanya, Yasha'ala, Wahataba, Wahata Aymar, Wa, Makara, Wama, Hadana, Hahawa'a, Ira, Arai, sorry,
I know the son. Come.
That's what. Arai, Makora Baka. Makoraka. Verse 8. Ashmar. When the guy that has a right. Ashmar. Ma'ad. Well, I should walk. The call, the shar. The war. The war walk. The war walk. Come. Hanyam, Halawayam, the Ashar,
the law and the war are connected.
Say it again.
The law and the war are connected there. There's something in the
Halawayam, Haloyam,
come.
Haloyam, Kashar, says it with your thumb. That's your marwa, like Aisha. That's it.
Now reading Deuteronomy chapter 24, Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 2 through 8. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. And when she is departed out of this house, she may go and be another man's wife. Verse 3. And if the latter husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and sended her out of his house, or if the latter husband died, which took her to be his wife, verse 4, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife after she is defiled, for that is an abomination before the Most High. Thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which the Most High thy power giveth thee for inheritance. Verse 5, when a man hath taken a new wife, he shall go not out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business, but he shall be free and own 1 year, and shall cheer up his wife which he hath taken. Verse 6. No man shall take the neither nor the upper millstone to pledge, for he has taken a man's life to pledge. Verse 7. If a man be found stealing any of his brethren of the children of Israel, and making merchandise of him, or selling him, then that thief shall die, and thou shalt put away evil from among you. Verse 8. Take heed in the plague of leprosy, that thou observe diligently and do according to all that the priests, the Levites, shall teach you, as I command you, so you shall observe them to do.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 9 through 15 in Hebrew. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 9. It's like a war, a shar. Asher, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Lamari, Badarka, Bataza Achman, Bataza Raya, verse 10. Kaya, Masha, Barika, Masha'a, Verse 11. Wakabatiza, Ta'imad, Wahayash, Bashar, Atha, Nasha, Wa, Yawataza Ya, Yawataza Yawa, Alayaka, Ha'ai, La'ai Bawat, Hakawataza verse 12. Wa'am, Ayash, Ainya, Hawa'a, La'a, Lashaka, Wa'aibatna, verse 13. Asha, Lashaya, Wa'a, Ha'aibawat, Wa'a, Shamash, Bashaka, Bashalamafla, Wabaraka, Walaka, the Haya, Tazadaka, the Panya, the Hawa, Alahaya, verse 14.
Yeah, I'm giving my house to my brother. I'm giving the house to my brother. He's got to send the Road Republic and all that. And he's going to switch his name to his name because he can pay the taxes on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the word.
Thank you, sir.
That's right, the Lord said. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 14. Ishak, Shakayar, Ainya, Abayawan, Ma'akayak, Awa, Magarka, Ashar, Baratazaka, Basha Iriya, verse 15. Bayawamwa, the son, Shakarwa, Wala'a, the Wa'a, Aliyawa, Ashamash, Kaya, Ainya, Awa'a, Wa'alai, Wa'aliyawa, Hawa'a, Nasha'awa, Napashwa, Wala'a, Yapawa'a, Aliyaka, Yahweh, Wahaya, Ka, Kata'a. That's it. We're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 9 through 15 in the English.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 9 in the English. Remember what the Most High thy power did unto Miriam by the way, after that ye were come from forth out of Egypt. Verse 10. When thou dost lend thy brother anything, thou shalt not go into his house to fetch his pledge. Verse 11. Thou shalt stand abroad, and the man to whom thou dost lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto thee. Verse 12. And if the man be poor, thou shalt not sleep with his pledge. Verse 13. In any case, thou shalt deliver him the pledge again when the sun goeth down, that he may sleep in his own raiment, and bless thee. And it shall be righteousness unto thee before the Most High thy power. Verse 14. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brother or of the strangers that are in the land within thy gates. Verse 15. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Most High, and it be a sin unto thee. That's it.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 16 through 22 in the Hebrew. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 16. There will mafwa. Abawa, aw. Banyam. Wabanyam, sorry. Wabanyam. La'a. Yawamafwa, aw. Abawa, ayash. Pakata awa. Yawamafwa, verse 17. La'a, the ta. Mashapat, gar. That's a woman. That's a woman. La'a, that could bow for God. Alamana, verse 18. Watakara, Raya, Aibad, Ayaya, Vamatazaraya, Vamatazaraya, Padka, Yahawa, Alahayaka, Mashum, Al, Khan, Anakia, Mataza Wak, Mataza Waka, La'aish Wak, Adabar, Atam, Kazak.
That's what's 18.
I'm reading.
Come.
Verse 19. Kaya, Lakotazar, Kutaza Yarka, Bashadka, Bashakaka, Aymar, Bashada, La'a, Bashawa, Lakwak, Lakwaka, Lagar, Layak, Layakwam, Wala alumna, Yahya, Ma'ain, Rakka, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Ukau, Ma'aisha, Yadyaka. Verse 20. Kaya, Lakabat, Zayaka, La'a, Lafa'ar, Akariyaka, Akariyaka, Lagar, Layatawam, Wala alumna, Yahya. Verse 21. Kaya, Dabatazar, Karamka, La'a, La'ayullah, Akariyaka, Karya. Lagar. Layakmo. Wala alumna. Yahya. Verse 22. I'm saying that must be
I think so.
was a Kara, Kaya, Aybar, Hayaya, Rataza, Matazaraya, Al, Khan, Anakia, Matazawaka, La'aishwa, Adbar, Azab. That's it. In the English, we're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 16 through 22.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 16. The father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sin. Verse 17. Thou shalt not pervert the judgment of the stranger, nor of the fatherless, nor take a widow's raiment to pledge. Verse 18. But thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and the Most High thy power redeemed thee thence. Therefore I command thee to do this thing. Verse 19. When thou cuttest down thine harvest in thy field, and hast forgot a sheaf in the field, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that the Most High thy power may bless thee in all the work of thy hands. This just shows how the Lord wants us to really always be in the spirit of brotherhood.
Right.
You know, not always picking up every penny that drops on the ground, so that one of our brothers who may be less fortunate can get something. All right, this is the opposite of the heathen spirit. The oppressor spirit takes every crumb. He doesn't even want you to have a crumb.
Right.
Verse 20. When thou beatest thine olive tree, thou shalt not go over the boughs again. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless and the widow. This shows, look, so we should always be in the spirit of brotherhood. Verse 21. When thou gatherest the grapes of thy vineyard, thou shalt not glean it afterward. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. Thou shalt remember that thou was a bondman in the land of Egypt. Therefore I command thee to do this thing. And that's it.
We're going to be reading now Deuteronomy chapter 25, verses 1 through 7 in the Hebrew. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 1. Kaya, Yahaya, Riyab, Bayadi, Anashio, Managashwa, Al, Hamashapat, Ashapat one, Wahatazad, Wahataziyad, yep. Wahataziyad, yep. Wahataziyad, yep. Hataziyad, yep. Hataziyad, yak. Waharash, Ya'aywa. Harashai. Wahaya, Bun, Akawat, Harashai. Wahapayawa, Ashapat. Wahakawa, Panyawa, Hadia, Sha'aifwa, Mamasakar, verse 3. Ababayim, Yakanwa, Wa'a, Yasiyak, Pun, Yasiyak, Hakafwa, Al, yata. La'ayan yata. Verse 4. La'a, like a son, Shavor, and Yashma. Verse 5. The Yah, the Shabwa, the Yom, Akim, brothers. The Kadwa, the Ma, Akkad, Aham, the Ban, Ayan, the Wa, La'a, the Hayah, Asham, Ashaf, Amah, Hakawatazah, La'ayash, Zar, the Nama, the Ba'a, Aliyah, the Lakka, the Lakka. Verse 5, the 4th verse and 5.
Yeah, it's something.
Verse 6. Wahaya, Habak, Ashar, Goliath, Yakawam, Al, Sham, Abiyawa, Amah, Wala'a, Makah, Shamwa, Yasha Allah. Verse 7. La'a, Yakapatazah, Ayash, like for a cock, Yabamathwa, Wa'aylatha, Yabamathwa, Hasha'ira, as a Kundam, Wa'amara, Wa'amara, Wa'ayan, Yabam, Lahapayam, La'akayah, Sham,
That's right.
La'akim, Sham, Yasha'ala, La'a, Abba, Yabam. We're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 25, verses 1 through 7 in the English.
Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 1. If there be a controversy between men, and they come into judgment, that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. Verse 2. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, then the judge shall cause him to lie down and to be beaten before his face, according to his fault by a certain number. Verse 3. 40 stripes he may give, and not exceed, lest if he should exceed and beat him above these with many stripes, then thy brother should seem vile unto thee. Verse 4. Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn. Verse 5. If brethren dwell together and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go into her and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her. Verse 6. So I consider, does this prove that right there is marriage, that sex is marriage? Would this be a
he shall go into her to take her to wife. Verse 6, and it shall be that the firstborn which he beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name shall be not put out of Israel. Verse 7, and if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders and say, my husband's brother refused to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. That's it.
All right, we in Deuteronomy chapter 25, verses 8 through 14 in the Hebrew.
8 through 14?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 8. Yaquara, Lawa, Sequanya, Ayarwa, Wadabarwa, Alyawa, Wa'aimai, Wa'amar, La'a, Kapatazak, yeah, Kapatazak, yeah. Kapatazak, yeah. That's it, yeah. Lakwa, word today. Verse 9. When a gasha yabamaswa alyawa la'ayanya hazakwanyam wachal latazaha na'alwa ma'al ragowa waya rakha the waya rakwa Vapanyawa, wa al nasha, wa amartha, kaka, ya Aisha, la ayash, ashar, la yabana, bayath, achyawa, verse 10. When a korah, shamwa, bayasha'ala, bayath, kalai, Wataza, Ana'al, verse 11. Kaya, Yanatazawa, Anashiam, Achadwa, Ayash, Wa'akyawa, Wakorabha, Ashaf, Ha'achad, Lahatazayal, Af, Ayasha, Mayar, Makawa, Vaishalachha, Yatha, Wahachazayach Yakwa, Wahachazayakwa, Bamashash, Bama Bashbash Yawa. Verse 12. Wakwatazatha, Af, Kapal, Vacha, Was. Ayanka, verse 13, La'a, Yahaya, Laka, Bakas, Yaska, Aban, Aban, Gada Wala, Wakwa Tana, verse 14, La'a, Yahaya, Laka, Babayaska, Ayapa, Ayapa, Gada Wala, Wakwa Tana. And that's it.
Deuteronomy chapter 25, verses 8 through 14 in the English. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 8. Then the elders of his city shall call him, and speak unto him. And if he stand to it, and say, I like not to take her, verse 9. Then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto the man that will not build up his brother's house. Like, this is showing, like, this is an unbrotherly task that this brother is doing. You understand? Like, the Lord is the whole thing. The whole purpose behind this is, you know, if your brother dies, you know, and he don't leave any sons and whatnot, you know, the Lord, in order to preserve his name, the brother was supposed to go and marry his wife. You feel me? And that first son shall be considered his brother. You understand? To preserve his name, you know, amongst Israel. So to deny that was such an evil act. You feel me? And that's one of the reasons, like,
And it just said, to spit in his face, and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto the man that will not build up his brother's house. You understand? Verse 10. And his name shall be called in Israel, the house of him that hath his shoe loosed. Verse 11. When men strive together one with another, and the wife of the one drove near to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets. Verse 12. Then thou shalt cut off her hand, thine eye shall not pity her. Verse 13. Thou shalt not have in thy bag diverse weights, a great and a small. Verse 14. Thou shalt not have in thy house diverse measures, a great and a small. That's it. So we're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 25, verses 15 through 19, and then we're going to be jumping over to chapter 26 and reading verses 1 and 2 in the Hebrew.
Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 15. Aban, Shalamah, what Tazadak, Yahaya, Lak, Ayapa, Shalamah, what Tazadak, Yahaya, Lak, Lama'ain, Yahwa, Yum Yaka, Ha'adama, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Nathan, Lak. Verse 16, Kaya, Lawa, Ibas, Yahweh, Alahayaka, call, Aisha, Allah, call, Aisha, Awal. Verse 17, Zakawar, Af, Ashar, Aisha, Laka, Imalak, Badarak, Bataza Askam, Batazarium. Verse 18, Ashar, Quarka, Badarak, Wayaz Na, Buka, Kal, Hanachashalyam, Akariaka, Aspa, Ayat, Wayagai, Wala, Yara, Alahayim, Alahayim. Verse 19, Wahaya, Baha, Nayak, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Laka, Makal, Ayabyaka, Masabya, Aratiza, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Nathan, Laka, Nakala, Larashah, Thamaka, Zakar, Imalak, Mathakas, Hashamyam, La'a, Hashakak. Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 1. Wahaya, Kaya, Thaba'a, Ha'aratiza, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Nathan, Laka, Nakala, Wayara, Shaf, Wayashatha, Baha. Verse 2. Walakwatha, Marashyas, Kal, Pariyah, Ha'adama, Ashar, Sabayah, Ma'araktaza, Ashar, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Nathan, Lak, Washamath, Washamtha, Wachala, Wahal, Lakaf, Hamakwarum, Ashar, Yamakar, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Lashakan, Shamwa, Sham. That's it.
We're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 25, verses 15 through 19 in the English. Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 15. But thou shalt have a perfect and just week, a perfect and just measure shalt thou have, that thy days may be lengthened in the land which the Most High thy God giveth thee. Verse 16. For all that do such things and all that do unrighteously are an abomination to the Most High thy God. Verse 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way, when ye were come forth out of Egypt. Verse 18. How he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee. Amalek is the grandfather of the Khazarians. You understand? The Amalekites. You understand? Who in today's time is the modern day Jewish man. You understand? Like the Lord is telling us, they come off like they've never done nothing to us, right? You understand? But the Lord is bringing out how they smoked us from behind and saying, like, meaning they went to, if we were traveling, all your warriors and stuff up front, pretty much like it's dishonorable to fight and destroy women and children, so to speak, you understand? They wouldn't fight us head on. They would go to the back part where our women and children and disabled and injured are. And that's how they would attack, you understand? Because of their cowardly nature, you feel it? And the Lord is bringing this out. It says, verse 18, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not the Most High. Verse 19, therefore it shall be when the Most High thy God hath given thee rest from all thy enemies round about, in the land which the Most High thy God giveth thee for inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. You understand? The Most High is not going to forget what he did, man. You understand? He's going to blot out his name permanently. You understand? Like, it's going to be what you call an astonishment. You feel me? Like, these people actually ran the world. Like, they're going to be in museums, man. You're going to have a statue just like they have the caveman in the statue. And they make it seem like it's something that never existed. We're going to have the Jewish man, he's going to be, a frame of him is going to be in the cave, and our kids are going to be like, man, this person used to run the earth. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be an astonishment, you understand? Because the Most High is not going to forget what he did to us, man. In Deuteronomy chapter 26, verses 1, and it shall be, when thou art come into the land which the Most High thy God giveth thee for an inheritance, and possesseth it, and dwellest therein, verse 2, that thou shalt take of the first of all the fruit of the earth, which thou shalt bring of the land, that the Most High thy God giveth thee, and shall put it in a basket, and shall go into the place where the Most High thy God shall choose to place his name there. That's it. We're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 26, verses 3 through 9 in the Hebrew.
Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 3. Waba'as, all, hakahan, hashar, the hayah, the yumyum, aham, the amartha, alyawa, hagadas, hagataya, hayawam, la yahawa, alahayaka kaya, afya, al, ha'arakza ashar, the shabai, yahawa, la abathayanawa, la fath, la nawa. Verse 4. Wala kwak, hakahan, hatana'a, layadka, waha yak, waha nayak, la panya, mazabak, yahawa, alahayaka. Verse 5. Wa'ai nayas, wa'amartha, la panya, yahawa, alahayaka, aramya, abad, abaya, wayarad, watazarium ha, wayagar, sham, wamathya, ma'ait, haya, sham, lagayawa, let a wall, aitas a one, warab. Verse 6, waya raiwa, afnawa, but hamatazarium, waya I now wanawa, ayasnawa, alyanawa. Ibad Kwasha, verse 7, when it says Aik, Al, Yahweh, Alahaya,
Amathayanawa, Wayashamai, Yahweh, Qualnawa, Wayara, Ainayanawa, Wa'ath, Amalnawa, Wa'ath, Lakatazanawa. Verse 8, Waya Taza Anawa, Yahweh, Matazarian, Bayad, Khazakwa, Salakia, Kazak, Waba Zarai, Nata Waya, Waba Ra'a, Adol, Waba Athwath, Waba Mapathim, verse 9. Waya Ba'anawa, all, Hama Wawam, Azar, Waya Thun, Lanawa, Arakazar, Arakazar, Zabath, Falab, Wada Bash. That's it.
We're going to be reading Deuteronomy chapter 26, verses 3 through 9. Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 3. And thou shalt go unto the priest that shall be in those days, and say unto him, I profess this day unto the Most High thy God, that I am come into the country which the Most High sware unto our fathers for to give us. Verse 4. And the priest shall take the basket out of thy hand, and set it down before the altar of the Most High thy God. Verse 5. And thou shalt speak and say before the Most High thy God, a Syrian ready to perish was my father, and he went down into Egypt, and sojourned there with a few, and became there a nation, great, mighty, and populous. Verse 6. And the Egyptians evil entreated us, and afflicted us, and laid upon us hard bondage. Verse 7. And when we cried unto the Most High God our fathers, the Most High heard our voice, and looked on our affliction, and our labor, and our oppression. Verse 8. And the Most High brought us forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand, and with an outstretched arm, and with great terribleness, and with signs, and with wonders. Verse 9. And he had brought us into this place, and have given us this land, even a land that floweth with milk and honey. That's it. That concludes, as far as the reading and stuff like that, that concludes this Sabbath service. Mike?
Layasham.
Amalia, which means to stand. And Yahweh, which means rise and face the east. We're going to be doing the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew and then in the English. No.
Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew, then in the English. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemai, Wadash, Hayah, Shakah, Yahweh, Malak Wafkah, Lama'ah, Rajazayaka, Hayah, Ashad, Barakazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemai, Nathan Lakal, Call, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kabawat now, Kasalak now, Kabawat now, Wala'ah, Yaina, when I say one, Abal, Shayna, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Lakah, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, I will love it.
Amon, in the English.
Our Father,
which
art in heaven.
hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven. Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
We forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
Lead us not
into
temptation. Deliver us.
Deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be it.
So be it. This is the power. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Baruch Shah. The thunder now. Hakat. Kamaka Allah. The coal mother. Hakat. That's a heart. That's a right. Hakat. The Hakim. Hamakim. Hakat. Awakawa. That's my Allah. Like Rashan. Hashem Yahushua. The water man.
And in English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
The name of Yahushua.
The name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirit.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is the blessed Israel. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Barak Manah. Wayasha'ala. Wahabayah. Sapari. Barak. Rapab. Magun. Hashem Yahushua. The water man.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
And
Israel.
And the school. Bless.
Heal.
Shield. Protect.
Love one.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
So be it.
This is Psalms 121. Aisha, Ayanya, Ahahari, Ayam, Yaba'ah, Izari, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Ashab, Shabiwan, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yatan, Lamawat, Regal, Al-Yanawam, Shamaraka, Ana, La'ab, Yanawam, Wala'ab, Yishan, Shawamar, Yasha'al, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yah, Yabika, Yawamah, Hashemat, La'ab, Yitakab, Wayirak, Balillah, Yahweh, Yishamar, Yakorah, Yishamar, of the Pasha, Yahweh, Yishamar, Afka, Wa'akab, Ma'atham, Ma'ai, Walam, Aman.
I will lift up my eyes into the hill. From whence cometh my help? My help coming from Yahweh. Which made heaven and earth. Even I suffered thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee. Will not slumber. Behold. He that keepeth Israel. Shall neither sleep. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee. From all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. And this time forth. And even forevermore. So be it.
This is Psalms 83. Alahai, Alta Mayelaka, Alta Garash, Alta Shakwa, Kayahana, Awayadika, Yahama Yawan, Wamashanayaka, Nashawa, Ra'ash, Al-Imaka, Ya'ariyamwa, Sawad, well, you think your eyes is a wad. I'll just up a one year cut. Tomorrow, a cover, with a cocky, a gullion, with a there's a car. Shum Yasha'al. I walk. Kaya. Never eyes is a what? La. Yakab. Riyah. Yakarap. A holy. A one. With Shemai Aliyah. Wahagari. The ball. Wa'aman. Wa'amalak. Palashah. And Yashabim. Because of war. Dam Ashawar. Nilwa. Aman. Hayawah. Zawawah. Labani Salah. Aishalaham. Commanded. Kasi Yasara'ah. Kayabin. When they call. Yashua. Neshama. Ba'ayanda Arab. Hayawah. The man. Adama. Shaydamwa. The Yakuwa. Ka'ara. Because of Abba. Because of Ba. Because of Zalmanah. Come to say you come one. Shar. Amara. Rashad. When the Wa. The Awa. Alahaya. your thumb one, a gulp, a quash, a penny recap, a ash, a area, what kalahaba, kalahab, horium, con, redat, what's the Erica, what was the pafka,
And in English, keep not thy silence on your house.
Keep not thy silence on your house.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still in your house.
Be not still in your house.
For lo, thy enemies.
Thy enemies.
They turmoil. And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Lifted up the head.
And lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come.
And
let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
Being a nation.
In the name of Israel.
In the name of Israel.
They be no more remembered.
They be no more remembered.
They have consulted together.
They have consulted together.
With one consent.
With one consent.
They have confederate against thee.
They have confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
The Hagarenes.
The Gaul.
And Ammon.
And Ammon. And Amalek.
Amalek.
Philistines.
Philistines.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
The inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah. Do unto them.
Do unto them.
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
As Sisera.
Sisera.
Sisera. And the brook of Kasan.
The brook of Kasan.
His parents that Endor.
His parents that Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red.
Make their nobles like a red.
Like Zahab. Yea. All their princes.
All their princes.
As the bar.
As the bar.
As the moon.
As the moon.
Who said. Let us take to ourselves.
Let's take to ourselves.
The houses of the Most High.
The houses of the Most High.
In possession.
In possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the stubble before the wind.
As the fire burneth a wood.
As the fire burneth a wood.
As the flames set up the mountains on fire.
As the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them.
With thy temple.
With thy temple.
And make them afraid.
Make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
They may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
In trouble forever.
Trouble forever.
Yea. Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
In Paris.
In Paris.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou. Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Art the Most High.
Art the Most High.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it. This is the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Ma Yaka Allah. Wa Allah Hayim. Wa Tazab Ya'ah. Allah Wak Yahana. Ha Allah Wakyam. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kotazayanyam. Ha Yakyanyam. Wa Ha Akwakyam. Wa Yahweh. Wa Ashim Yahushai. Wa Wadaman.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angel.
And the angel.
Commander Junior Hunter.
Commander Junior
General.
The general.
The captain.
The officer.
Troop. And assistant.
And assistant.
Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Say evils and curses.
The evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Like prophets.
Like prophets.
Teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the schools.
And the schools.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And Satan the treasure.
Satan the treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
They refuse to give to the school.
They refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nation.
And to the nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug
The
dealers.
court system.
The court system.
Prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Skinhead.
Classic Commentizing.
The
The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. Cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit. Of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Try to stop us. broadcasting your words.
Broadcasting your word
Throughout the planet Earth.
without the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
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 Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro
Through the earth.
through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plague.
Let the plague.
Shake the house.
Shake the house.
Of the thief.
Of the thief.
And the murder.
And the murder.
Let Yahweh Shah.
Let Yahweh Shah.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down.
Come down.
With the flying saucers.
With the flying saucers.
And punish all the heathen.
Punish all the
And
heathen.
come up against us.
Come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known.
Cause it to be known.
By all.
By all.
That is the angels.
That is the angels.
That have done.
That have done.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread.
Through the media.
Through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake it thy coming.
Cause them to shake it thy
In
coming.
the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
So.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amani Shabbat, Amani, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Barakatah,
Yahweh Shah.
Yani Matah, class dismissed.